So as so many of you know, I've been buying these pet fountains and sharing so many ideas with you to help the hummingbirds. That is, let them come in, take a bath and drink and enjoy themselves. Well, today I'm going to do a little bit of a different video so you can understand what type of fountain to get for your patio area, home, garden, wherever you're going to put it. Because there are so many, and a lot of times I come on even live quite a few times to show you deals that are coming out. Nothing to do with me, just a deal I found, and I buy fountains and I set them up in all different ways, and the birds love them. And that's what I want to talk about today, because I know I put something up and then all of a sudden you contact me, they're sold out. Has nothing to do with me other than I posted it here and everybody ran to buy it. And then you don't know what to buy and you want to put a fountain out too. Well, rest assured that every single fountain that I have purchased that's got that USB plug has worked for the birds. I bought one thinking I was going to try it out and probably return it. Nope, it worked. I bought another one, same thing. I've got more coming and I'm going to keep going because there's so many styles. And even though maybe the style won't work perfect for a hummingbird at first, with a tiny little tweak, either a cup, a straw, or who knows, a rock, it has changed the whole fountain from being a cat and dog fountain to a bird fountain. So rest assured that if the one I post in a special deal or a flash sale and you come in and you run and go to see it and it's not there, there's going to be another one. Don't worry about it. And there are plenty of fountains. One of my favorite fountains actually costs $19.99. I see them all the time. I ended up buying 5 of them. Well, I'm going to hold one for a gift. And I'm setting it up in all different ways. Put it outside with a power bank. I don't have to worry if the sun is out or if I'm putting it in the shade. I don't need any sun, though I do love my solar fountain pumps as well. We can tweak any of these if it's not, well, perfect. But what's perfect in life? I put one out thinking, what am I going to do with it? I didn't like the style. I think I'm going to return it. It was $10. I did do a video on it. I hummed and hawed to look at my camera because I wasn't sitting in front of it all the time. And remember, some of these hummingbirds come in for 15 seconds and some of them can spend 2-3 minutes. Do not kid yourself. Well, when I looked at the camera at 6:30 in the morning, I didn't know there's a lineup of birds. They were all taking baths. So that's the thing, is sometimes we think they're not using it, but we're missing it. And the more comfortable they get using a fountain that you set up, the more they'll come to use it and they'll bring their friends. Not really. Hummingbirds are not friendly with each other, but the thing is, they watch each other. And when one hummingbird sees another one using a fountain, they're waiting there because they want to use it too. It's kind of like you see somebody at the store rushing to get a deal, and then everybody comes and runs and pushes everybody over because one person started grabbing a whole bunch. That must be a big deal, so we're going to grab a bunch too. It's happened to me. Well, the thing is, hummingbirds are the same way, and it works as well as other birds coming to your fountain. So if you've got just little house finches coming and you're thinking, there's no hummingbirds, that's a good thing because the hummingbirds are watching and they're analyzing. Let's see, is that little house finch going to get gobbled up by that square thing you put out there that's running water? And when he sees it go to it quite a few times, eventually they'll come to it too. Now keep in mind, you're putting out a fountain. Let's say you've got hummingbirds all over. You sit it outside there and nothing comes to it. Why? You've got hummingbirds all over. The thing is, that hummingbird you've got there is already taking a bath somewhere. You have to prove to that hummingbird, who's not a newcomer that just flew by, but let's say one that's been living there, that your bath is better than the other bath. Or this one's good too. Come use this one when you're nearby and use the other one when you're at the other place. They just have to feel comfortable and safe. The moment they know something is safe, you've got them. Then they're going to come back. They bathe, I'm going to say, without a calculation or reading anything, I'm going to think that they can bathe 10 times a day because they are sticking their beaks in flowers and getting pollen and nectar all over them. Forget the hummingbird feeders that have sugar water that's getting their beaks sticky. They're doing the same thing outside in the garden. They're feeding on 1,000 to 2,000 flowers a day, because that's what they need. And so they get nectar on them, they get pollen on them, and they've got to clean it off. They may wipe it back and forth on their body, but they can't leave it on there. That's no good. They've got to take a bath. That's why water is so important in hummingbirds, because They're filthy little birds. Their inside flowers are pushing their head in there, and they're trying to get the nectar and the pollen. And then what are they doing? They're going up to the eaves of the house, and they're looking around. You see them picking, and what in the world are they doing around your house? They're picking off insects that spiders caught. If they can get to it before the spider does, they've got their insects, because that's what they feed on too. And they're sticking their beak everywhere. They're the ones that are bringing in the dirt into your hummingbird feeder when you think you've got to boil water. If you can drink your tap water, they can too. But the point is, their beak's been everywhere, and they come back and forth, and it gets dirty. I'm going to have to back off on that. I don't change my feeders once a day. I usually have to take them down and clean them and refill them 3 times a day, even with 24 feeders out there, because I can go through gallons a day. But if you're not going through that many and you've got a few precious birds there, it's a good idea if you changed it every 24 hours. If you can't, do it by the 2nd day. And if it's hot, definitely do it within 48 hours. But, really in the heat wave, think about doing it every day. That would be the best thing. Like I said, I don't have to worry. Here, everybody's emptying my feeders no matter what. And I don't buy the really big feeders. I buy the smaller ones that are about 16 ounces to make sure that I stay diligent to clean them. Because when I put the bigger ones out, it could last a little longer, and I prefer to have it smaller. So going back to the fountains, don't worry if I put a flash sale up or some special deal I found and they're sold out. There's always going to be another one following. And if you want to put out just a little bit extra money, instead of the $10, let's say $20, it's a nicer water fountain. Let me tell you something, because those are big. You could do a lot with them, and they're not super big. They're just a little bit bigger, and they'll hold more water, and they're perfect in the summer to add in some ice cubes to it to give your birds a cool, refreshing drink, as well as a nice, cool bath when they want to come in. When it's like 100 degrees, it is perfect. They all work, and we can all tweak them. That is, change them up just a little bit in different ways if we want to. And let me tell you something, you've only seen a little bit, because I have so many more ideas and thoughts and ways I've been setting them up just to see what they would do. It's amazing. This has been so fun. I have so enjoyed working with these water fountains. And I just love the idea that I can let it run all night. With a power bank that's 10,000, it could run for 2-3 days, day and night. With a power bank that's 20,000, it can go almost a week, day and night. But you can unplug it or get a switch to turn it off. Make sure the power bank is out of the rain, and if you can, keep it out of the sun. If not, wrap it in something so you don't have the sunlight beating on it. And keep it dry. As far as the fountain, don't worry about it. The fountain, it's waterproof. Some of you said, oh, what if you overfill it and it runs off the side? No big deal. It won't matter. The unit is waterproof. It is designed to have water running through it. We just want to make sure that the little plug and the power bank you're going to use of your choice staying dry. Are you going to get electrocuted? No, but you could end up burning it out. It might rust out if it gets wet. So it's better to keep it in a plastic bag, or let's say some sort of zipper pouch that is like a pencil bag I get. They go in notebooks. They work fantastic. Put it in a little shoe box, put it in a pencil box, whatever you want to keep it dry. And as far as what size, you saw it live, some of you. I was even running a little 2,000 power bank, and it ran perfect. How long it will run for, 2,000? Probably for the day, because they're only 5 watts. The pumps are really low energy, so it works really well for a long time on a power bank. Remember, you need to make sure that the pump that you're getting with your fountain has a USB plug, and you are good to go. So I hope I gave you some ideas. Don't worry if you see me put up a sale. There are tons of them out there. Pick out the one that you like the best and set it up, and go back and look at some of my other videos. This way you'll get some ideas on how to set them up and which one will work for you. So I hope I gave you some ideas. Go ahead and ask some questions, and maybe I'll have the answers, and we'll just get these things set up so we'll have a lot of happy birds. With that, have a wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. This has been so fun setting them up, and the birds here are so happy. Bye-bye.